Hey guys, welcome back to St. Mojo Homestead on a very warm December afternoon. Got some stuff done this morning, but truth be told, did not really feel like getting the camera out and filming anything. So I got it out now though, so we're good. We're good. Working a little bit on the greenhouse today and give you guys a little bit of a greenhouse update. Still yellow jackets. Guys, we've had yellow jackets everywhere. And it's really just because of that one nest, but it is kind of annoying. So here's our greenhouse inside. Welcome. If you have not seen any of the greenhouse videos or have just started following along with us, we are building a window greenhouse slash, I guess I'm building a window greenhouse for Cass. She really wanted one. And so we've been over the years collecting the windows as we see them. And now it is time to start assembling them. It is a little slow go with this because we are not going to go in debt for it. And we don't really have like a full-on active budget for it. So it's kind of just whenever we have the opportunity to like have the money available to get a few more supplies. So the goal is to finish it obviously like soon because we're going to need it in the next couple of months to start seeds, but it's getting there. And I have some wood still that we haven't used yet that I'm going to start working on the little half wall on this backside over here. Yeah. And then we'll start working on that side after that. It'll probably not happen today, just over here. But this isn't really a video about a greenhouse build. This is more just talking about, I guess, the craziness that our life has been this week, which all plays into just why I didn't have any motivation to pull the camera out this morning and really just didn't want to think about it. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some measurements, get some cuts, and then we'll come back and talk about our week after that. So Cass is not going to be with me in this video, and that kind of has to do with a little bit of why our week was just crazy and mentally exhaustive. Let's talk about this week. So we have had a hectic week, but not because we've had a lot going on. We've had some sickness going through the family, which has not been fun. Sayla got sick first. I think it was like Wednesday. She started running a temperature, didn't feel good. Joe had not been feeling good all week, but not running temperature or anything, just kind of a persistent cough, really, was all it was. And then it kind of developed into more of a snotty nose later in the week. The next night, Thursday night, Mo started feeling bad, and Cass also started feeling bad. So I guess it wasn't really a week, it just felt like a week, but felt a lot more responsibility on myself. Took one day off of work just to try to cover everything that needed to be done and get that done so that things didn't get ahead of us. And it just, I don't know, I got to today and realized I was emotionally exhausted. The flu, guys, is just running through our school systems like crazy. You know, our kids are in private school. Obviously, private schools aren't immune to it either. I know that we talked to one teacher who is in the public school system, and this small elementary school that's not far from us had 60 kids out on Friday when they started the day, and then it was just like they said, almost a continuous stream of kids being dismissed through the day because of starting to run temperature or getting sick or whatever. So there is just like rampant flu going through right now our area, and you know, we're pretty sure that's what our kids had. Or still have. Mo still is battling with it. All that being said, just really took a toll on us. And on top of that, we have Esther, which we talked about in last week's video, trying to treat her pink eye. The upside to that is her eye is looking so much better. So I'm thankful for that. It is not healed. We're still having to treat it, but just you know, that is a bit of encouragement. We'll say that. So I think just like the one thing that really got me down this week, that was just sort of like seriously, was Thursdays when Joe really started to kind of not feel good. We held him out of school on Friday, but Thursday night was his first Christmas performance for the school that they're in. He was all excited about it, and then just really started looking rough at the end of the day. And so we had to cancel, and he was really bummed out about that. And, you know, he was trying everything he could to like perk himself up and convince me that he was okay to go. And I had to sit him down and just say, you know what, Joe, sometimes sickness interrupts life. And sometimes it just means that we can't do what we were wanting to do. You know, sometimes you just got to put that aside. And, you know, I was really bummed out too, because I was looking forward to going to his performance and seeing it. And he was all proud of it. But when I said that statement, I kind of hit me too. Like, I didn't realize it. It became a reality when I said it. And it was like, dang it, why? Like, I mean, I know why, but the frustration of all of it sort of culminated. You know, always this time of year, we'll go through the Christmas story in the Bible. And if you guys don't know, we are believers, we are Christians. I'm not trying to push this on anybody that may not be, but referring to the Christmas story and thinking about it from that aspect, that, you know, sometimes life happens, and that is what really the human side of the Christmas story is all about. I mean, life happening. You have this young girl who all of a sudden is interrupted in the middle of just everyday life to say, hey, by the way, you're going to be pregnant, even though you're not married, and it's okay. Don't worry. It's just the Son of God. You're going to give birth to God on earth, you know. And then you got Joseph that is having to deal with it too. About the time that she's probably kind of started to wrap her head around it and say, okay, like, we can do this, you know. Yeah, everybody's against us, but we can do this. And knowing that she had the support of her parents and was like, at least, you know, I'll have them there to support me during this time. And then all of a sudden, there's this decree that's issued that says, hey, go back to your family's original home place or city for the census. And so the next thing she knows, she's like, great, now I'm not going to have my parents, because she has to go with Joseph, who's in a different lineage than her family. And they end up having to go to Bethlehem. And once again, like, life happens, it interrupts everything, and it's not pleasant, and it's just one more obstacle that they're going to have to deal with and go through, and causing all this other emotional strain, I'm sure. Like, you know, in our heads, we kind of have this picture of like, oh, everything's peaceful, like, okay, like, let's get on the donkey, let's ride to Bethlehem. But there's nothing in me when I think about the just the humanity of the characters in that story, that it can believe that was their attitude. You know, their life was turned upside down at that moment. They're already in this critical kind of event that's happening in their life and trying to deal with that. And then now they find out they're not going to be around their immediate family, that which would be their support system. That's what we dealt with, not to that extreme, but that's kind of what we dealt with this week, was just life happening and everything getting turned completely upside down, and our plans having to be thrown out the window. Mary and Joseph had to lean into their hope and find joy in that to get to that situation. And I find a lot of times, for me, I have to do that same thing, is to lean into that hope to find joy and peace in what seems to be a very unsettling type situation or up in the air situation. That happens a lot of times in homesteading. Just like what I was talking about, like with this greenhouse. I mean, we did not intend for this to be a drawn out project, but we did know that, like, we were going to have to kind of do it as we could financially do it. We've had some stuff come up that's demanded some of our extra finances that have held us off of this project. And that's just, you know, like, life happening and having to take a step back and just say, you know what? It's okay. We're just going to have to handle this as it comes. And that's sort of what this week was a reminder for me. And there is frustration in that. And there was a lot of things that I needed to get done today. Not all of them got done, but we get what we can get done. You know, we move on, and really, in the end, the story is going to be written to completion. You know, that's one thing that I've got to remind myself. You know, if it's not on my timing, it's okay, because that story that is being written, that we're a part of, is going to come to completion. And there are so many things that are going to be out of my control as far as controlling that part of it. And, you know, like, we're just in a chapter right now. And this chapter is playing out, and this chapter is going to be written, and this chapter is going to end when it needs to end. And then the next chapter is going to start. And so while it may not be a fun period right now in this chapter, in this story, and while it may be exhausting, and while it may be overwhelming, seemingly so, it's going to end. And it's not just going to end, but it's going to completely play out to completion. Things will get done as long as we're persistent and as long as we keep our heads about us. And it's okay if you need just a mental break and need just to, like, not worry about the extra things. And that is what I've got to remind myself. And that's kind of what I've been reminding myself of today. And just as I'm sitting here talking, like, being reminded of that, like, the reality of that. And so that has been encouraging. So thank you guys for allowing me to be encouraged. So, highs and lows with Outcast, by myself. I don't want to leave it out. We're going to go ahead and do it. I kind of mentioned all of them, I think, just in the talking. But my high would definitely be Esther's eye improving, looking a lot better. Thankfully, that sickness is something that is, like, we can see going out the door. And then low is just everybody being sick. Thankfully, I've avoided it so far, and I'm really hoping that I do continue to avoid it. But seeing your kids sick and seeing your wife down and really wanting to try to help out and do what she can, but then just be worn out. And really, you know, I've been politely trying to, like, pull her reins back, not let her do too much, but she is doing good though. She is on the mend. I think that Mariah's on the mend, Josiah's on the mend, so another day or two and we'll hopefully be all back to 100% heading into a week so that we can really focus on Christmas. That's the other thing that's kind of got me down, is we haven't really been able to focus on Christmas time like we normally do. We always go through Advent, read it. Well, we missed the first week because of just a hectic schedule, and then some of our other traditional readings that we do through the weeks leading up to Christmas just haven't happened because, well, we're taking care of sick kids, and even our decorations haven't all been done yet. And so it's just feels very incomplete. Life right now feels very incomplete, like put on hold. And so I'm just ready to like have all this behind us so that we can focus on Christmas, get in that Christmas spirit, and move on. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. If you've made it to this point, thank you. Hit that like button. Let me know. And we would love to hear from you guys as always. We love interacting with you guys in the comment section, and we try to keep up with that and get back to you guys as best we can, because one of the main reasons we do this channel is for community. And so that's one way that we can build into that and pour into that, is just interacting with you guys there. We also have a Facebook group. If you haven't found us there, it's always in the description of every video. Go check us out there. That's where we really like to try to just create a space of community. Hope you guys have a great week. Hope the sickness is staying out of your household for sure. Until next time, be blessed.